Carter came out of nowhere. You stopped right in front of Carter. Of course, he still showed great pleasure as well as greeting you. Oh, hi, Carter. I didn't think I would see you here. This is... He's staring at the rose that Alex gave you before heading back. You feel guilty and decide to lie. Hey, all you cool creatures. I'm Cryptid. Welcome to the Cryptid Plays YouTube channel. And today we are playing Buried Love, which is a demo at the moment. And as you can see here, it was made for the 7-day Goodbye Summer Horror Jam by Catskit. Anyhow, as you can tell, there are some minor content warnings for this version of the game, which includes death and bad language. Just be prepared. Anyhow, what this visual novel is about is that you, after feeling hopeless about losing interest in drawing, decide to go to a beautiful resort on an island for summer vacation, with the hope that the fresh air and natural scenery can help you. And you stay there for 1 month. And you meet a young man who brings back your lost inspiration for painting. However, there is something strange about that person and the people on the island. There are only 3 endings in the demo. We are going to try to get all of them, and with that out of the way, let's get started. The sea breeze blows. You take a deep breath and feel the salty taste in the air. When was the last time you left home? You don't even know. Since the day you graduated and found your dream job, you have almost immersed yourself in the world of drawings and colors, and no longer care about the outside world. But every profession has difficulties. And so does the painter. It's not like we can sit down and draw whatever we want. The unreasonable demands of customers, constraints, and limitations gradually erode the creativity of even the most talented artists. And you too. It's been over 3 months since you no longer felt like lifting your pen. The Muse has left you. They no longer give you inspiration. You feel stuck. Are you planning on taking a winter break here, kiddo? Summer's almost already over. You turn to look at the old captain, who is smoking a cigarette, his eyes looking forward, hands still on the steering wheel of the old boat. He was a man in his mid-50s, his red hair flowing nonchalantly in the wind. He's cute. You felt a bit surprised when the man opened his mouth. After all, he had remained silent throughout the whole process of driving the boat. Even when people pointed you out here to rent this boat, you thought he was dumb. 1 month. I will stay here for 1 month. Then I'll return. Ah, is that so? 1 month. That will do it. He mumbled something, but the sea breeze drowned it out, so you couldn't hear anything. It's best to go back before being here in the winter. Storm, kiddo. Storm. He let out a puff of smoke. There are a lot of storms here in the winter, making it very difficult to sail. That's why the little hotel you chose is mostly open in the spring and summer. Sir, my name is Cryptid. Cryptid, and I'm an adult artist who searches for inspiration to paint a very important job. Not a kiddo. The old captain seemed surprised by your rebuttal. He rolled his eyes and then laughed with delight. Okay, so Cryptid, nice to meet you. My name is Agus. The old man made an exaggerated bowing gesture. Agus chuckled, but then gradually couldn't help but to laugh immediately. But he was not a completely rude person. With an apologetic smile on his lips, he was also strangely pleasant and comfortable, somehow. Sorry, kiddo, but it is my pleasure to serve you. You stared at the old captain, feeling that he was truly a strange person. After reaching the marina and walking a bit more, you finally reached the resort you've been waiting for. On the outside, the place is not too big, but it is beautiful and cozy, exactly like what the advertisement in the newspaper says. You have a premonition that this will be a new beginning for you. You believe so. Ring! You put down your suitcase and ring the bell to call for service. Without keeping you waiting long, a man immediately came out from the inside to greet you. He was an old man, looking quite dashing and handsome. For some reason, you feel a bit of a blush in front of that unknown man. Hello, I am Carter, the manager of this resort. May I ask if this is Cryptid? Ah, yes, hello, Mr. Carter. I am Cryptid, who contacted in advance to make the reservation. Yes, Cryptid here called and booked a room for 1 month. It is truly rare for people to book rooms during this time. Oh, really? So I'm the only one here? Oh, dear Lord, no. Not at all. There are currently a few other guests in the resort. You can meet them if you go to the common room, which is the only place with modern entertainment facilities. Normally, everyone gathers there to watch a few movies or listen to music, entertainment, etc. Please understand that this resort has been here for a long time, and it's still on the island, so many things are inconvenient to install. So that is. Thank you for telling me that. No problem. Now let me help you carry your luggage to your room, okay? I assume we're starting on the, getting all the choices for the endings now. So I'm not entirely sure what would be the right choice. Well, neutral choice. Since there's no good endings at the moment, just a neutral one and 2 bad ones. So let us utilize his help first. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Please help me hold the suitcase. I will hold the rest. Inside is my precious drawing tools. I want to hold it myself. As you wish, but I didn't know you were an artist. You must be very talented. I think that might be a slight coding error, but you know, it is a demo, so there are going to be some bugs. Oh no, I'm just a normal one. This time I came here to find new inspiration. Oh, then I hope you find the inspiration soon. Ah, the elevator is here. The two quickly entered the elevator and pressed the button to go upstairs. The small elevator slowly goes up. The engine sound is a bit loud, and its somewhat ancient shape makes you a bit scared, not knowing if it will suddenly break the cable in the middle of the road. It may look old, but it's still very good. Except for the original look, almost everything has been replaced. I don't want my customers to die in the resort by such an accident. Carter said humorously when he realized your concern. You scratched your nose, feeling a bit embarrassed because your thoughts were seen through. As someone with a fear of elevators, I do get it. This house has over 100 years of history. It was built before the First World War using the most modern designs of the time, and is the brightest jewel of all lands around here. Carter went out to lead the way and you quickly followed. That said, this place has been around for a long time. Has it always been a resort? You ask, curiously. No, I only rented this place about 30 years ago. Before that, it was the home of the richest family here, the Garcia family. But an incident caused the building to be abandoned for nearly 10 years. Then I found out and decided to rent this place as a resort. The Garcia family? Incident? Can you tell me a little more? Your curiosity arose. You really wanted to know more about the story Carter mentioned. Old stories always make you excited. Carter also noticed your curiosity, and he didn't mind telling you more. You are not the first guest curious about the history of this house anyway. Carter pointed to a series of pictures hanging on the wall next to the aisle, most of them black and white, easily recognizable as the photos of the Garcia family that Carter was referring to. The current owner of this building is Lady Susan Garcia, and the person who laid the first foundation for this place was her great-grandfather. They are landowners in the south, moving here to clear land and expand business. It can be said that they made the right decision because the business is getting better and better, and the amount of assets is also increasing. Remember the town you had to go to rent a boat here? Previously, that place was all the property of the Garcia family. Your eyes widened in surprise. An entire town? Now that you think about it, there are a few shops with signs bearing the word Garcia, which is a reference to the Garcia family. This family was filthy rich. However, why would such a rich family leave this lucrative land? But every dynasty has its end. By the time of Susan's father, their inheritance had been destroyed. Most of the land and shops in town had to be sold to other people, even to the servants working in the house as a way to pay their wages. It is said that the master at this time had no business talent, liked gambling, and was bogyish, which led to this step. Originally, he had an excellent heir, But because his crazy nature made his son unbearable, he left and disappeared. Since then, everything went downhill. He was in debt, fell ill, and died. In the end, the eldest daughter and the only child of that man, Lady Susan, inherited a meager amount of assets and a huge debt. So, Lady Susan, does she want to sell this place? After all, an entire island and a beautiful villa like this are very valuable. Oh yes, she really wants to sell this place. Desperately. But this place was rumored to be haunted. No one dared to buy it. Reluctantly destitute, she had to sell all her other properties and move to a faraway place. That was until 30 years ago when I came here, fell in love with this place, and offered to rent it. Oh, what a poor lady. You feel sorry for the fate of the strange woman. Her younger brother was also too cruel, leaving without even coming back to help his sister. What a poor lady indeed. Carter agrees. At the same time, you and he arrive in front of room 305, the room where you will be staying for a month. Carter opened the door for you, revealing a beautiful room just like what you saw in the newspaper. It's true, as Carter said. There is no modern entertainment equipment in the room. However, other basic items are still quite complete. Carter quickly came in and helped you put your things in a corner. After finishing, he politely said goodbye to you. Ah, yes, one last thing. Lady Susan in room 103 is a gentle and friendly woman, but I would like to warn you that it's best not to mention the story about her younger brother. She is extremely sensitive about it. Then he closed the door, leaving you alone in the small room. You didn't pay too much attention to what the manager said, but wanted to quickly arrange the things in your suitcase, take a shower, and rest before deciding to visit this place. It was a rainy day. The weather is a bit murky and cool. Very ideal for being lazy in bed and sipping a cup of tea, as Lady Susan said. But for you, it destroys all your plans for the morning. You look up to the sky, wondering when it will stop raining. Originally, you had wanted to go to the harbor to paint a scene there. But this rain made you stop all plans. Would you like more tea, Cryptid? You turned back to look. It turned out to be Lily, the maid. A rather clumsy girl, but according to Carter, she's not bad. At least she still does her job well, but sometimes she's a bit careless and trips or injures herself. But it's still strange to know how clumsy someone is, but still hire them. Thank you, Lily. Pour me another one. With this weather, I probably won't be able to go anywhere. Lily quickly poured more tea for you, then nervously said, "If you're bored, you can follow Mr. John and Mr. William to the indoor golf room. Or maybe join Lady Susan for tea time. I heard there will be a pretty exciting horse race today that will be broadcast live on TV. Let's refuse then." You shake your head to refuse Lily's options. Now you just want to draw, not the recreational activity she suggested. But God seems to be teasing you, and so you have to sit here for a long time. on a sofa in the common room and watch the time go by. If Cryptid really wants to go out and draw so much, how about going to the greenhouse on the north side? Oh, the north greenhouse? How come I didn't know about it? Well, now we know. That place is relatively secluded. Normally only Mr. Carter, the resort staff, and some gardeners who are hired to do the service go there. The north greenhouses are grown with expensive flowers only. It is said that Mr. Carter imported from a famous flower breeder in the country. I often go there to water the plants. The plants there, except for some rather strange species, are all extremely beautiful. That greenhouse can be considered Mr. Carter's private flower garden. A greenhouse full of exotic flowers? It's worth a try. Rather than sitting here all day, you thank the girl and then go find Mr. Carter to ask permission to enter the greenhouse. Wait, so does that mean Mr. Carter himself invented the rumored strange flower plants? Oh, no, you're wrong. Not everywhere has it. She makes a small chuckle. Actually, Mr. Carter bought it from one of the biggest and most famous investment gardeners recently. I heard they traded with each other once and then... I don't remember. That's all I can say, sorry. Oh, I see. So who is the gardener you mentioned? What do they look like? Oh, I see, it's referring to the plant. It will be a bit hard to describe, but it is very eye-catching. I heard that it can grow 3 times faster according to Mr. L's formula. Every time I mention it, he's so romantic and gentle. I'm not good at communicating for too long, so I just stare far away for a while. Oh, okay, so she's talking about Mr. L now. Oh, that person seems to have a rather large and slender appearance. Phoenix eyes with glasses on, long hair below his neck. His name is L. I'm sorry for talking too much. I have to go. Hey, wait! Then she's gone, and she forgot to close the door too. Never mind, I remember that nobody is around on this floor. Let's just call Mr. Carter and ask for permission to go over and see. I took the call through the desk phone next to the bed. While calling, I waited for him to pick up the phone. It didn't take long as expected. After he takes the call and listens about my request, he is quite surprised that you know about the place, but then agrees to let you go there to draw, provided you do not go too deep or touch the flowers with strange shapes. Those flower plants are not only precious plants, but they are also toxic. They have monetary value and emotional value to me, so I hope you don't spoil them out of curiosity. You nodded in agreement with Carter, took your tools, and followed his instructions to the flower greenhouse in the north. Just like what Lily said, this greenhouse is actually quite secretive. If it weren't for the instructions, you would have missed it. As soon as you step inside the greenhouse, you feel like entering a paradise of exotic flowers. No wonder he was so careful about letting other people come here. There are all kinds of strange flowers in here. I can see that the value is not small. You look around, find yourself a suitable angle, and start sketching. Each beautiful and exotic flower is quickly and accurately sketched under your pen. Time flies, and soon you have filled several pages with drawings. At this point, you feel temporarily satisfied and stand up to prepare to go back to your room. But before leaving, you decide to take a look around the place to find a suitable drawing place for the next visit. You have a thought. You will come here more than once or twice. Fortunately, the rain has stopped before leaving the room. Each flower here has its own beauty, attracting you and making you go deeper into the greenhouse. It wasn't until you reached a closed door that you stopped. Through the glass, you can see behind it a small yard with thousands of red roses. Compared to the exotic flowers outside, the roses in that yard are truly ordinary, but they have a strange charm that you cannot resist. Each rose is bright red, like blood, blooming in clusters, so beautiful that it was hard to describe. You reached out and grabbed the door handle. Locked? Great, the door is locked. At this rate, there was no need for Carter to warn you. There's no way for you to go any further. You know you promised not to go too far into the greenhouse, but just a little look won't hurt anyone. The roses are really beautiful. Just keep trying. Maybe it will open. You try a few more times, each time harder than the last, but all in vain. The door looks old, but it's solid. You realize that no matter how hard you try, there's nothing you can do but sigh. But then, you hadn't heard any footsteps from behind you, but you heard a thin and gentle voice. It sounded like it belonged to a young man. There are no valuables beyond that door. If you want to steal something, I advise you steal the flowers around here that are more valuable. A voice rang out from behind. You look back in surprise. It was a young man, about 20 years old. Tall and very good-looking, with long blonde hair and blue eyes like the sea. In his arms, he was holding a large bouquet of roses wrapped in newspaper. Wait, roses? The young man also felt your attentive eyes looking at the roses and smiled softly with pleasure. He's cute. You seem to really like roses, don't you? They are Victor Hugo's roses. Very big. And the color is beautiful, too. The scent is also amazing. Here, for you. Saying that, he pulled a rose from his bouquet and gave it to you. You clumsily hold the beautiful flower, but don't forget to greet the other person. Hello. My name is Cryptid. I'm a guest staying here. Well, I just thought the rose garden was so beautiful that I wanted to take a look. Not intending to break anything. Please don't think badly of me. The boy seemed surprised by your honesty. He chuckled and comforted. Don't worry too much. I won't tell anyone, because I know you have no bad intentions. I was outside observing you painting very attentively. Actually, I wanted to come say hello. Hi, my name is Alexander, but you can call me Alex. Alex held out his hand and you politely shook it back. Experiencing initial shyness, the two of you began to talk more openly. Are you a guest here too? Why have I never seen you? If possible, I would love to invite you to the common room for afternoon tea. Honestly, there is no one here who has a common interest with me like you. I really want to chat with you sometime. Oh, no. I'm not a guest here. I'm just a gardener called here by Mr. Carter to help care for his beloved roses. Roses are very difficult to care for. If you are careless, they will easily get sick and die. Mr. Carter especially loves the roses in that little courtyard, so he hires someone to take special care of them every now and then. Oh, that means you can... Alex hears the hint in your words. Chuckling, he pulls a small set of keys from his pocket and shakes it. Yes, I can open that door. But if I open that door for you, I will most likely be punished and lose a big customer like Mr. Carter. But what? But if you agree to draw me, I'll open the door for you. I've seen your drawings. They're very beautiful and full of life, even though they're just drawings of flowers and leaves. I want you to draw me with the roses in that courtyard as the background. If you agree, I will open the door for you to see as you please every time we meet. Okay? You were a little hesitant at the proposal of the young man, but when you looked back at him standing, holding a large bouquet of roses, you couldn't help but nod in agreement. That person is truly suitable for a rose scene. Okay then, it's probably quite late now. I have to go home soon. And since you probably don't have the necessary tools, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Come here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. I will open the door for you and you will draw me a painting. But absolutely don't tell anyone this. Otherwise, we'll both get into trouble. Well then, goodbye. That's not suspicious at all. Nope. Well, good night, little dove. Having said that, Alex walked out of the greenhouse holding a bouquet of roses and disappeared from your sight. You still stood there frozen, wondering about the strange encounter. You carry the rose given by Alex back, humming the melody of a song whose name has been forgotten on your way. The rose, probably recently picked, still had a few drops of rain sparkling like crystal. Its pleasant scent makes you feel relaxed, too. Oh, Cryptid, have you finished drawing? Carter came out of nowhere. You stopped right in front of Carter. Of course, he still showed great pleasure as well as greeting you. Oh, hi, Carter. I didn't think I would see you here. This is... He's staring at the rose that Alex gave you before heading back. You feel guilty and decide to lie. This one. This morning I just yanked it up from a flower vase in the lobby because I thought it was so beautiful. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have taken the flowers out of the vase like that. Carter said nothing, looking quietly at the flower. Just when you thought he didn't believe your lie, Carter spoke slowly. Yes, it is a bit impolite to rudely pull out flowers like that. But what can we do? The flowers are so beautiful. Am I right, Cryptid? Ha 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 ha. Yes, that's true. Then next time, don't pull out flowers like that, please. Now I have to go. Goodbye, Cryptid. Having said that, he turned around and walked straight. You breathed a sigh of relief. I don't think he believed our lie for a minute. In the evening, after taking a shower, you hurriedly pull out your drawing tools, thinking what method should be used to paint the portrait, as promised, to Alex. It's been a long time since you've felt so nauseous and restless when thinking about drawing something. You can feel that the hunch you have been looking for a very long time will come back very quickly. You feel excited, but also feel extremely sleepy, so you decide to clean up and go to bed early, looking forward to the next morning. But the next morning you will never be able to get up again. Your dead body was discovered by staff the next morning. Oh my God. Preliminary test results were judged to be due to poison from the rose you set in the room. All right. Instead, let's think about what we're doing and not try to open the door. You're still standing in front of the door, contemplating whether to keep trying to open the door until you hear a voice. That door is locked in case you haven't noticed. Okay, the introduction's the same. We turn around and we see Alex. Wait, roses? The young man also felt your attentive eyes looking at the roses, and smiled softly with pleasure. I want you to draw me with the roses in that courtyard in the background. If you agree, I will open the door for you to see as you please every time we meet, okay? You were a little hesitant at the proposal, but when you looked back at him standing, holding a large bouquet of roses, you couldn't help but nod in agreement. That person is truly suitable for the rose scene. Alright, so he's gonna leave. I will open the door for you and you will draw me a painting, but absolutely don't tell anyone this, otherwise we'll both get into trouble. Well then, goodbye. Good night, little dove. Having said that, Alex walked out of the greenhouse holding a bouquet of roses and disappeared from your sight. You stood there, frozen, wondering about the strange encounter. You carry the rose given by Alex back, humming the melody of a song whose name has been forgotten on your way. Alright, the rose has rain sprinkled on it. And we made it back to our room, without being confronted by Carter. In the evening, after taking a shower, you hurriedly pull out your drawing tools, thinking of what method should be used to paint the portrait as promised to Alex. It's been a long time since you felt so nauseous and restless when thinking about drawing something. You can feel that the hunch you have been looking for a very long time will come back very quickly. You feel excited but also extremely sleepy, so you decide to clean up and go to bed early, looking forward to the next morning. Now, do we survive? Good night, me. Oh, cool! Thank you for playing the Buried Love demo. We hope you come back for another holiday session. Now I'll just have to get the other bad ending. So that's probably gonna have to do with not going to the greenhouse. Well, first, we're gonna turn down his offer for help. Thank you for your suggestion, but you don't need to. There are my precious drawing tools in here. I want to bring them up myself. You just have to show me where my room is. He doesn't like that. Carter was a bit surprised by your refusal, but he quickly calmed down and showed you the room. You politely receive the room key and say goodbye to the manager, then drag your belongings into the elevator and press the button to go upstairs. The small and old elevator slowly pulls you up. Its engine sound is a bit shrill. You can't help but imagine the scenario where this elevator breaks its rope in the middle of the way and falls straight down, leaving you tragically dead along with your precious painting tools in it. But fortunately, the elevator quickly reached the floor you wanted. You grudgingly dragged the luggage out of the elevator, thinking that next time you'll take the stairs. As you walk, you notice the hallway is full of pictures, mostly black and white. It's easily recognizable that these are family photos. Maybe this is Mr. Carter's family? But Mr. Carter said he was the manager, not the owner, so maybe this photo is of the owner of this resort? You walked and thought, and soon arrive at the room Carter told you about. Don't think about it anymore. Let's just set up everything and rest. I'm too tired for this shit. And you put the key in, turn the door handle of room 305, the room where you will be staying for a month. You open the door, revealing a beautiful room, just like what you saw in the newspaper. Alright, it's a rainy day. Let's see how this goes. Alright, instead we are going to agree to Lily's suggestion and probably not meet Alex. You ponder for a while and agree with Lily's suggestions. What else are you going to do in this boring weather? Sure, thank you so much, I'll be there. It's rare to have a summer vacation like this, so it's okay to relax here for a bit, right? My pleasure. Thinking about it, you decide to stand up and go find the others to play golf indoors. You had fun, and in fact, you played like that for the rest of the day because the late summer weather here was mostly rainy. You forget your previous worries and what makes you stress. Finally, after a month of staying, you leave and nothing has changed. You're still art blocked and now you're at risk of losing your job. Bad end. Bruh, you've got ADHD, I suppose. You know, I suppose that is a bad end. This game was cute. I think it's very promising, and I look forward to seeing where the story goes and getting to know both Alex and Mr. Carter. But for now, that was a fun demo. The art is fabulous. I really enjoyed the art. But anyhow, if you made it this far, thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did like it, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more of me but you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, as well as extras and shorts randomly throughout the week. I also stream on Twitch and now starting YouTube. Just follow me on social media and Twitch to see when I go live, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.